I work with the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, and we are friends of the people from the Asian Studies Center. So this is a forum on the Zamboanga Crisis, perhaps the first public discussion in the UP community, and as well as with all groups very much concerned and very much interested in what will happen in Zamboanga in the next few days. The forum is titled The Zamboanga Crisis, Causes and Implications. The organizers of the forum are the following groups: the UP Asian Center, the UP Studies, the UP Institute of Islamic Studies, the UP Third World Studies Center, and the Initiatives for International Dialogue. So may I, at this point, please call on our panelists to come to the head table so we could start. Okay, probably we should have Professor Eileen Baviera here already. She will be giving the welcome remarks in a short while. The former dean of the UP Asian Center. And then we have Undersecretary C. Gascon, who will represent the government. Si Chito Gascon po is a familiar face to the UP community. He is working with the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs. And of course, we have Professor Eduardo C. Tadem of the UP Asian Center. So we can have the table filled up before we start. We also have Dr. Grace Rebollos of the Peace Advocate Zamboanga, PAS, and the Mindanao Peace Weavers, former president of the Western Mindanao State University, and professor of research at the university. And last but not least, we have the Dean and Associate Professor of the UP Institute of Islamic Studies, Professor Julkipli Wadi. Puno na po tayo. Kulang na isa pa kasi yan. Okay. So, thank you very much for coming to the forum. And now I'd like to call on Professor Eileen Baviera, former Dean of the UP Asian Center, and still a very important voice in the academic community on issues Philippine and Asian. Professor Eileen.
Salamat po. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Honorable Undersecretary Chito Gascon, the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process, Dean Julkipli Wadi, the Institute of Islamic Studies, my colleague, Professor Tadem, our friends from our co-organizers as well, colleagues and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I have the pleasure of welcoming everyone to this morning's symposium. And on behalf of the organizers, as I mentioned, the Institute of Islamic Studies, Third World Studies Center, and Initiatives for International Dialogue. This is an important gathering, no doubt, as you can see from our agenda, and also from the caliber of our guests, both the speakers and participants, that we have assembled here today despite the short notice. Our only regret as organizers is that we could not bring equally important officials of the university to formally open this event, as it so happened that they are in retreat in Baguio, including our Dean of the Asian Center, for whom I'm standing in. The subject of our discussions is one that is very current, ongoing, and still unfolding, in fact, as we speak. This makes it somewhat difficult to talk about the recent events in terms of drawing lessons and implications. The Zamboanga Crisis, as the title of this forum suggests, or the Zamboanga Siege, if you will, has captured the national imagination because, unlike past and perhaps present military encounters in jungles and hinterlands, the conflict has been brought to the urban landscape and in full view of the media. The images of Kabir Malik, or the AFP spokesman, images of burning villages, of the wounded and displaced, among others, have come into our homes. And the nation watched aghast as death and destruction took place day after day after day. Reactions from the public seemed overwhelmingly to abhor and condemn the actions of the MNLF leaders who were involved. The public empathized with the hostages, with families separated by the sudden turn of events, and many regretted the loss of normalcy in this otherwise peaceful city where peoples of different origins and faiths had learned to coexist. Those who had celebrated and anticipated with great hope the possibility, finally, of a true and lasting peace with last October's signing of the framework agreement on the Bangsamoro are now worried that the enemies of peace, that the spoilers of Mindanao's dream of development will prevail. But then, there were those who shook their heads and said, this could have been avoided. If only government had listened more, consulted more, done more with the disgruntled groups and with the original champions of the Bangsamoro idea. If only the ongoing peace processes with the MILF had been more sensitive to the history, the cultural and social dynamics of the conflict in Mindanao. So these two are points of view that we expect to hear this morning, but we hope that they will be explained better so that we, not just as students of social change or political movements, but as activists for peace and development, will gain a deeper understanding of their underpinnings. Today's forum hopes to shed light, not merely generate more heat, particularly on three aspects of the Zamboanga Crisis. So its causes, the consequences, and the way forward. And we look forward to the conversation ahead of us. May I also take this opportunity to announce that on October 18, a separate whole-day conference on the Bangsamoro Framework Agreement will also be held here at the Asian Center, organized as well with the Asian Center in cooperation with the Political Science Department, the National Center for Public Administration and Governance, and the College of Law, all of the University of the Philippines. So please mark the date and watch out for details to be posted on the Asian Center's website. I also have the misfortune of announcing a change in the program. We are very happy to have Undersecretary Chito at Gascon, but in the program you will notice that Secretary Rebollos is unable to join us. And last night, the representative of the MNLF also canceled their participation. Nonetheless, we hope that with our panel of discussants, we will have certainly interesting points of view and insights on all of these events. So without further delay, let me reiterate on behalf of the co-organizers our warm welcome and our best wishes for an intense, incisive, insightful discussion, and above all, an open-minded dialogue, having in mind at all times our shared goal of a just and lasting peace. Good morning, everyone.